everyone, it's Tara, and I wanted to do an update video. I haven't done an update in quite a while. I had intended to do them once a month and things just got crazy, but I'm excited to be here with my new camera that I got for Christmas to do my update. And trust me, it's exciting because my other camera, well, let's just say it's not friendly to me. It does not like me. It eats video and shuts off randomly and creates a lot of problems. So I was super excited to get a new camera for vlogging and doing YouTube with for Christmas. My husband is amazing and is totally supportive of my YouTube thing. So I am so excited. So it's weird because I haven't done any videos really in a while, and so sitting down to record feels so bizarre right now, but I'm super pumped. I'm currently 37 weeks pregnant and I am scheduled to deliver our baby on January 22nd via C-section, and I'm nervous. Like, I always get nervous about my C-sections. This will be my third one, and I feel like I'm always nervous. They always go fine. There's never any problems or complications or anything like that. Both of my other C-sections were scheduled, so there was no emergencies or anything going on in those situations, but it's still stressful. It's still surgery, and the kind of new mom fear has sort of come in now that we're getting closer to our delivery date of, you know, can I do this? Am I going to be able to take care of my other two kids and a newborn while recovering from surgery? And those things, I feel like that's normal. I think everybody probably has some level of like nerves with and cold feet before each baby, where you're like, is this a mistake? Is this a good idea? Can I do it? Am I gonna like fail and fall on my face? But it'll all work out, and I know that I have a lot of support from family and friends, and even some nice people that I've met here on YouTube and on Instagram that have been super supportive. And so I'm really excited to be bringing home our first son and getting to introduce him to all of you guys. We have not picked a name yet. We've gotten it narrowed down, and we will end up picking something in the hospital, which is what we ended up doing for Clarissa. As far as the update goes, he is looking fantastic. We have a sizing ultrasound next week, so like just a few days before I deliver, to guesstimate his weight. I kind of take them with a grain of salt because both of my babies, they have said were huge or going to be huge in those ultrasounds, and that's been the case with his other sizings they've done. They said that they were worried that he was going to be really big. As of his last sizing a few weeks ago, I want to say it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, they said he was 6 pounds 13 ounces according to their measurements, so a little on the big side. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of don't put a lot of stock in those just because it is a guesstimate. Luckily, the clinic I go to is very open about the fact that it is just a tool, it is just a guess, and it can be way off. The other places I went to with my other children tried to act like it was gospel and that it was going to be how big my baby was. And so when they said your baby's going to be 10 pounds, maybe even 11 pounds, and then she was 7 pounds 6 ounces, kind of was a little frustrating. And then the second time around, they're like, oh, she's going to be 10 or 11 pounds. And she was 8 pounds 13 ounces. So she was a little bit bigger. She was pushing up towards that range of being a bigger baby, but she still was not 10 or 11 pounds. So if I go in next week and they say he's 10 or 11 pounds, I'm just kind of gonna shrug it off because they haven't been right yet. So I'm okay letting that go. Aside from that, yeah, everything has been looking normal. All of my blood pressure readings and testing and everything has all been coming back normal. There is no concerns or anything about him or me, except for my weight. I am on a weight loss journey, which has been an interesting thing to contend with during pregnancy because I haven't been able to follow my normal diet, which has left me, I feel like, feeling not as great as I could, but I'm looking forward to restarting that diet when I finish with my pregnancy. And he's delivered and I get approved by my doctors and everything to restart. I'm excited to do that. But yeah, everything is going swimmingly. So I guess you didn't really need monthly updates because there's not really a lot to report, to be honest. It's just a lot of non-stress tests where I go in and they have the baby on the monitor for about 20-30 minutes and make sure that he's moving around and his heartbeat's doing good. And then I have a weekly, it's called a BPP. We go in, they make sure that he's practicing breathing and that there's plenty of fluids. Because I'm at a high-risk clinic for my weight, they are monitoring him a lot more closely than, you know, you might be in a regular clinic. So twice-a-week appointments are not the norm for most people, but for me they are, and so we're doing that. But he always looks normal, everything always comes back just fine, and so the only concern is that he might be a little bit chunky, so we will see what happens with that. But I am nervous that I don't get to meet my surgeon until right before surgery. That makes me anxious because he works for the hospital. He does not work at the clinic where I'm being seen. And he specializes in working with obese and plus size moms. That's what he does, and that's really cool, and I'm glad that they want me to be safe and they're trying to create the safest birth experience for me and my baby by making sure that we have a surgeon who is comfortable working with me, and by being in a hospital, even though the hospital I have to go to now is actually 40 minutes away. They want me to go to this hospital because they do see large patients, and so they have better tables and larger tables and better equipment to handle me, which if you're not a plus size mom, like, these are not things you've ever had to worry about, but they are real concerns when you are when you're plus size. When you are overweight or obese, there are extra things to take into consideration. Even if your pregnancy is completely healthy, like, just having the extra weight can create complications. And I hadn't planned on getting pregnant yet. I wanted to lose another 100 pounds. I'd already lost 121 pounds. I wanted to lose at least another 100 pounds before I got pregnant, and that ended up not being what happened. We got a nice little surprise, and so, you know, we're rolling with that and we're doing our best, but there is definitely a lot of stigma that comes along with being an obese mother, and there's a lot of I feel like dehumanizing that happens, where I don't get treated as if I'm a partner in the situation and the interaction with the doctors and nursing teams. And I'm nervous about the fact that because of the care that I need, that I'm not going to get to meet my surgeon until right before my C-section. And so I'm not going to have a chance to speak with him about my birth preferences and everything until about an hour before my surgery. So I don't know if he's going to be receptive to my requests of my birth plan or not. I hope he will be, but I have no way of knowing how that's going to go. I did try to set up like a consultation with him, and they basically said that he doesn't really do that because he doesn't have a clinic, he just works in the hospital. And so like getting an actual consultation beforehand just wasn't something that was going to be possible. So I have my birth plan all written up. I'm taking in copies for everybody, and I'm just hoping that everybody will be really receptive to me wanting to have a family-centered cesarean or a gentle cesarean, whatever term you want to use, where I try to get as close to a natural birth as possible, despite the fact that I'm having a surgery. I mean, so that can only mean so much for my end of things because I do have to have a surgery, but for his end, the baby's end, like, I would like things to be as close to natural as possible. So I would still like to have skin to skin while I'm in the OR, and I'd still like to have delayed clamping, and I'd still like them to not clean him off right away and those types of things. And so just making sure that everybody's on the same page and accepting of that. It was also a little bit stressful that we had agreed to a date, which was the 25th, and then they moved it to the 22nd. So we had to kind of scramble and get coverage for a couple of days before my in-laws get here, because they were supposed to be the ones that were gonna watch my older children while I'm in the hospital. And unfortunately, they're not getting here till the 24th, and they moved my C-section to the 22nd. So there's gonna be a couple of days there where things get a little bit hairy. But I think it's all covered and planned now, so yeah. Sorry that I'm like talking so fast, like I feel myself doing it and I'm just like, I don't know. I think it's just all those nerves of like everything that's coming up so soon, and just like a week, all the stuff I still have to get done. It's definitely like, I can feel it. And I've been marking things off my checklist. I am definitely one of those people. I have checklists for everything, and I've been trying to just get everything marked off and get everything in order for our new arrival. So that's exciting. So yes, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm sorry if it was long-winded, but everything is looking great. The baby is looking great. I cannot wait to share him with you and share about how the birth went and give you guys his name once we have officially picked one out. And if you want to put your guess on how big the baby's going to be in the comments, I would totally welcome that. But I'm thinking he's going to be about as big as his sister Clarissa was, and she was 8 pounds 13 ounces. So I think he's going to be in that range. I think he's going to be an 8-pound baby, probably close to where she was. So we will see if I am accurate or not, but that is my guess. And yeah, so thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. If you are new here, please subscribe and make sure to introduce yourself down in the comments so that I can personally welcome you, and I will see you guys in the next video.